Globalization needs good corporate citizens or no one really wins.
Now that CSR, as they refer to it in the United States, corporate social responsibility or responsabilidad social empresarial, as we call it, RSE in Latin America, is huge. Because there are a lot of other colleagues, organizations on these matters, and big organizations as AmCham, ICARE, SOFOFA have their own social responsibility branch as well. So this is something that today is not owned by anybody, certainly not by us. It's a good thing that is happening in every single business organization in the world.
The main reason is practical. It's practical reasons. We in this country decided to have an economic model several years ago that meant that this country would be open to the world. And our main customers were in the US, in industrial countries. Those customers were demanding this concept, were demanding social responsibility. So we needed to learn very quickly. Those companies that were not, really on top of it, needed to learn very quickly what this meant. And it was the market that forced us, as a country, to get involved and deeply involved in this concept. And I think it's just practical reasons. I mean, philanthropy, my company has contributions programs, very, throughout the years. But at the end of the day, it's good business to have a social corporate responsible.
So Nike, quite a few years ago, really did a big effort, and I think to incorporate the principles of corporate responsibility into their mission. So it's not something we go after because it's important on a business sense. It's something that is part of our mission and our culture and our principles. So like we have several maxims, and 11 maxims, and one of those is, for example, do the right thing. And that incorporates our corporate responsibility that we have both with the business community, the communities in which we do business, and the environment. So from that mission, which we redefined about 6 years ago, we have two big alignments. One is what we do in terms of social things, and the other one is what we do in terms of environment.
Korea, Chile, and the United States co-sponsored an initiative on fighting corruption and increasing transparency. The initiative has 4 parts. One is the political commitment by leaders to fight corruption. The second is a course of action on what APEC will do to help economies fight corruption. A third will be technical assistance, capacity building assistance to help to implement these commitments. And the fourth is a parallel activity that's happening in the business sector, where the members of the APEC Business Advisory Council have been working on pledges for business to take to conduct their business activities in a transparent manner.
As you have been making APEC decisions and agreements regarding the issues of today, what are the greatest challenges that you see for us as we inherit the responsibility for future APEC summits?
Creation of jobs, creation of wealth. Wealth is not a dirty word. I don't mean rich people. I mean the wealth of a nation that gives opportunity to people. It's through the wealth of a nation that you create jobs. The greatest threat to emerging democracies all around the world is unemployment. And so to create jobs for people deals with the problem of poverty, it deals with the problem of health care, it deals with the problem of educating your kids because you now have a job and you can afford these things, good jobs, jobs that allow you to come home on a Friday night after a week's work and you bring your paycheck into the house and you bring dignity into the house because you're earning for your family. So the great challenge for the APEC economies is to create circumstances and conditions that allow wealth to be generated, and through that wealth you create jobs for people. Globalization is sometimes given a dirty word and people demonstrate against it, but it really is a globalizing world. Look how interconnected all of our economies are. You cannot be alone anymore. You are connected to everyone else in APEC and everyone else in the world. And what you have to do is allow investment to come into your country, to create those jobs, to create that wealth. And the real challenge that you will have in the countries that you represent is how to prepare young people for the jobs that this wealth will create. People have to get the skills that are going to be demanded in the 21st century, and they're not the same skills that were in demand in the past century. Education, jobs, wealth creation as the way of dealing with poverty and taking care of the problem of unemployment.